Bang! We're back. Let's go. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I'm hyped. Last card of the year, 323. Rob versus Peter Yacht 2 at T-Mobile in Las Vegas. This is gonna be a pretty good card in my opinion. Um, it's like 7 out of 10. Not the biggest names, but really it's still gonna be entertaining to watch. We got a couple good title fights. It'll be good. It'll be good. The predictions, though, they start off with Muhammad Naimov and Myron Santos. So, Naimov is a pretty fast kickboxer, decent power. He likes to implement the ground game, but he isn't too dangerous on the ground, okay? He's got some decent IQ on him. He got subbed by Felipe Lima um in a previous fight, but he's not horrible. The only problem with him is he fouls quite a lot. Um, he likes to do things that are not allowed, and it hurts him. It hurts him. Myron Santos is very, very, really good defensive striker, and he is like a sniper. He picks out his shots, kind of like Anderson Silva. He doesn't have the most volume, but when he connects, right? Um, he's got fine ground game. Um, not terrible, not great. Like he obviously does not want to go to the ground, but if it goes there, like I think he'll be fine against Naimov. Like Naimov's not too skilled on the ground. I think this one will be more on the feet. Naimov might shoot, but I doubt it. I see Santos winning this one, and I'm gonna say he's gonna win it by a KO. I'll say he finds a shot, and I'll say he finds the KO. So I'll go Santos by a nice little knockout in the second round. Okay, second round. Next, Mansur Abdul-Malik versus Antonio Trocoli. Mansur, very wild and swingy style on the feet. Always looks for that knockout shot. Very explosive, nasty ground and pound, strong guy. Um, yeah, he's pretty good. His takedown defense is good. You can see there. He doesn't shoot that much, but if he shoots, like his ground game's good enough. Um, Trocoli is just essentially a punching bag. He is tall, powerful, but he's not that good anywhere, and he absorbs a lot of shots. And I don't see this going past one round. I see Mansur putting him out cold. So yeah, Mansur by knockout. Next, Iwo Baraniewski, DWCS guy. He looked good versus Ibo Aslan. So Aslan is a heavy-handed, brawly boxer who wants to overwhelm you with his boxing, and he seems to have really bad grappling or like a fear of takedowns. It's weird. Um, Iwo, on the other hand, seems like a pretty powerful, accurate dude. We saw in his Dana White fight. He he looked pretty good. 100% finish rate. It is his UFC debut though, so you never know what could happen. But I'll say, for the sake of it, give me Iwo by knockout. 3 knockouts in a row to start a card. Hey, you don't see that very often, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, cause Iwo, he's freaking strong, dude, and he looks good. I say he gets him. I'll say closer to the end of the fight, second or third round, TKO, ground and pound, the ground and the pound. Oh, here we go. It's sad, man. It's really sad, this fight. Edson Barboza versus Jalen Turner. Oh, man. It's Barboza, man. He's one of the best kickboxers in UFC history. Had some of the best kicks ever. Way past his prime, though. Should have retired probably 5 fights ago by now. Jalen Turner making his UFC, not debut, his return. Tall, lengthy, behemoth for 155, hits very hard, and it's pretty much dangerous everywhere. But it might be the worst IQ of all time. Hopefully he fixed that coming into the UFC again, because he had like the worst IQ ever. But I think he's gonna come back, and he's gonna come back strong. And I feel bad for Edson because last fight against Drakkar Close, it was a close fight, but Edson was just eating too many shots, and I think Jalen Turner's gonna put him out this time. So what is that? That's 4 in a row, boys. 4 in a row. 4 in a row knockouts. I got Turner. He'll get this one done in the second round. He's fast. He's nice shots. Yeah. I'll go Turner. Round 2 KO. And the last fight of the early prelims. This is an early prelim fight. Like, we're getting some pretty good fights on this card. Marvin Vettori versus Bruno Ferreira. Vettori, well-rounded blockhead who swings and acts like a punching bag the entire fight. Might have the greatest chin in all of UFC history, but he is not good at fighting. Okay, he is not a good fighter, really. He's very average. I don't know, he just doesn't do much. Like, at one point, he was a top contender, but he just was not that good, right? Ferreira, on the other hand, might be the hardest hitter at middleweight. Um, Super explosive. Seems to have worked on his submission game. Obsessed with his spinning elbow. I saw him throw that a lot in his last fight, and he's always looking for it. This one, I'm gonna switch. I'm no, not switch who I'm picking. I'm picking Bruno. Good underdog value, I'll tell you that. But Bruno, I had him to go the distance, but I don't know. Will Ferreira get the finish? Every chin must be cracked at some point in their career. Is Vittori's about to be cracked? Or will Ferreira find a sub? Like, I could see him finding a sub. I'll go Bruno sub. I just don't feel comfortable taking him by knockout because you saw in his Vittori's last fight, like, he freaking stood on his head to not get knocked out. um, but yeah, I'll go Bruno Ferreira by submission. And we've got some breaking news. Adam Thielen is signing with the Steelers. That is big for that Steelers team. Anyway, we're talking about UFC. I'll take Ferreira by submission in the second round. So that's 5 finishes on the early prelims. I could see that being true, though. All right. Nazim Sadykhov versus Faris Ziam. Um, this is an interesting fight. These two are both, like, pretty decent up-and-comer guys. Okay? Nazim 11-1, Faris 17-4. Ziam is a very well-rounded, solid technical striker. Has an improved smother wrestling style, okay? He is very violent, but he doesn't have a ton of power, okay? Sadykhov is probably the best unranked striker in lightweight. Very snappy, dangerous kickboxer, very high-paced, violent style. And I think Sadykhov is going to pull it out. Okay, I'm going to take him by decision. It will be a close fight. If Ziam wins, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think Sadykhov is better all around. Maybe not on the ground, but he's like still can do it. Okay, he's just got so much power in his shots, and like I think he'll be able to hurt him. And I think he will go the distance, but I'll go Sadykhov. Next, Macy Barber, Karine Silva. Okay, Macy Barber, until she had her boob job and her seizure, she's been a pretty good women's fighter. She was going to fight Erin Blanchfield. Um, she's got pretty good control of wrestling, good technical wrestler, and she's honestly pretty explosive for women's MMA. Okay, she's just a little inactive. That's her problem. Might be a little too inactive. Karine Silva, on the other hand, dangerous submission artist. Some of the best BJJ at 125. But she usually struggles against other wrestlers and has a very questionable gas tank. I think that Macy Barber's probably going to win all 3 rounds. She's better. She will do more. She might even find a finish. But I'll take her by decision, okay? Macy Barber by decision. Now this one is an interesting one. Chris Duncan versus T-Rex McKinney, if they would call him that. This one I've been stuck on really. Chris Duncan, man. McKinney first will start. He's either going to get finished in round 1 or he'll get the finish in round 1. Every single time, he might be the most dangerous yet most vulnerable fighter in a fight. Like, I would not be surprised if Chris Duncan took him lights out in round 1. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if McKinney did the same thing. Because McKinney is a good fighter. He's just so everywhere, and he just is so, like, vulnerable to every single shot. Duncan, on the other hand, isn't the highest level on the feet, but is insanely tough and comes to scrap, okay? He's more of a submission grappler, if anything, and he's a pretty big dog, okay? He's got that dog in him. You see the odds here, plus 154, 185. Again, I like T-Rex's value as an underdog. I think it will be an interesting fight. I see his TikToks all the time, and I like him. I'm going to pick him to knock him out in the first round, okay? He starts hot, or he gets finished hot, okay? I'm going to say he starts hot, and I'm going to say he finds the knockout in round 1. Duncan is a scrappy guy, though, so don't be surprised if he does find the finish or find the win in this fight. But I like McKinney. Give me the underdog value. Give me Terrence McKinney to knock him out. Next, the last prelim fight. This will be an interesting one, really. Grant Dawson, Manuel Torres. So Dawson is a solid wrestler, but a controller wrestler, okay? He's got a pretty boring style. You'll hear some boos during this fight. A lot of lay and pray. Usually finds finishes on the ground. Very bland striker, one-dimensional. Okay. Torres, super dangerous. Super dangerous. Huge for 155, by the way. And he has a ton of power. Very heavy-handed, comes down to throw, but not the best defensively. But his power makes up for it, okay? If Dawson finds his way to the ground, like he does, I like Dawson, okay? But, hold on. I would not be surprised if Torres did find a finish, okay? You can see, he throws a lot, and he's here to strike. Torres is here to strike, man. So, I've been torn on this fight. I'm going to go Grant Dawson, okay? I'm going to go Grant Dawson. Whether he finds a ground and pound finish or a decision win, I'm going to go Grant. But don't be surprised if Manuel Torres comes out of nowhere and knocks him out. Okay? I'll pick Dawson, but beware of this fight, okay? Caution, caution. This fight, caution. Those two fights for sure, caution. Everything else, I don't know. You could caution this one a bit. Caution this one maybe, but I don't know. It's a lot of close fights this card, to be honest. I'll go Grant Dawson, though. By ground and pound in round 3. Alright. Now we head over to the main card. Jan Blachowicz. Bogdan Guskov. So Jan is a pretty heavy-handed kickboxer. Great low kicks, okay? Fairly well-rounded, but is definitely past his prime. He lacks output at times, okay? But it's Jan, man. He's always battled. He's always looked good in his fights. Even though he might be past his prime, he's still good, okay? Guskov is very powerful. Hits like a truck. Very carried by his punch power. But usually loses fights and then seems to pull off a KO. He's got questionable grappling. It'll be an interesting fight because Jan has lost his past 2, and before that he fought Nikolaev, and it was a draw. So, it's tough to say. I'm going to go Jan to get the decision. I think he's fought better competition in his career. Bogdan is on a roll right now. But I like Jan in this fight, okay? I think he'll find a way to get it done. It'll be close, though. Don't be surprised if Guskov has power, okay? Another caution on this fight. But I'm going to go Jan to win by decision. Okay? Alrighty. Peyton Talbott, Henry Cejudo. Cejudo, former gold medalist at the Olympics. Known for great wrestling. But you know what he hasn't done? He hasn't wrestled in his past, 5 fights. He's definitely past his prime. Often struggles against the elite. Is Peyton Talbot elite yet? I don't think so, but he could be. Okay? He looked good in his last fight, but in his fight before, he looked horrible against Barcelos. And you say, Cejudo has the wrestling to do the same thing Barcelos did to Talbot. But I think Talbot's worked on it, okay? He's lengthy compared to Cejudo. Crafty, unique striker. Elite timing on the feet. He seems to struggle with the grappling, like I said, but he seems to improve. Okay? He seemed to be improving. He likes to emote, taunt a bit. Okay? Yeah. Cejudo's lost his last 3. Yadong, Dvalishvili, Sterling. His last one was Dominic Cruz. So that tells you something. Cejudo hasn't... 1, he's not that active. 2, he obviously has not been doing what he needs to be doing, which is going to the ground. Will he go to the ground in this fight? If he does, he has a shot. But if he stays standing with Peyton Talbot, he's going to get knocked out, I think. I'm going to go Peyton Talbot by decision, but yeah, I don't know. I'll go Talbot. Young guy. I got Talbot. Alright, this is an interesting fight. We got Brandon Moreno versus Tatsuro Taira. Moreno is a very talented boxer with some of the best combinations at 125. He's got really good durability, good stamina, underrated BJJ, and he's got underrated grappling as well. And Moreno's been in it to win it for a long time. He's been one of the top flyweights for years now. So this won't be an easy fight for Taira at all. Taira is one of, if not the best submission artist at 125, okay? Really fast-paced, fun style. His striking is improved, okay? But he's a young gun, man. And I think that Moreno has fought enough competition in his career. What? He's fought Figueiredo 3 times? He's fought Pantoja? He lost to Pantoja, but he's fought those guys. The best guy that Tatsuro Taira has fought has been Brandon Royval. Both these guys lost to Royval, so it's going to be a close fight. We know that. I think Moreno's going to have enough. He's a vet. He knows what to do to get this fight done. And I think he's going to take it to a decision, and he's going to win. I'll go Moreno, okay, by decision in this fight. It is a risky one. Tatsuro is the favorite. But I see Moreno pulling out the tricks in the bag to get this fight to the way he wants it, and him being able to capture a couple rounds to win the fight. Flyweight title bout. The winner of this fights the winner of this. Okay? That's how I see it. This fight is interesting. Pantoja versus Josh Van. And I love Josh Van, man. I love him. He's so fun to watch. He's a really good fighter to watch. Pantoja. High-paced, scrappy fighter everywhere. We know how good he is. Probably the best, other than Mighty Mouse, best flyweight of all time. Charges and bursts on the feet. So tough. Elite chin. Amazing grappler. Dangerous BJJ. I worry for Van in this fight. Okay, I really do. But Van's the best boxer at flyweight. High-paced volume boxer. Picks people apart with the boxing. Great gas tank. Accuracy. And seems to have decent takedown defense. We haven't seen it crazy amount, but we have seen it. I'm scared for Van. I'm really scared. We saw Kai Asakura come in, and he was a striker. And we saw how he got finished by Pantoja. He got subbed. Van it's going to be a good fight for the first couple rounds, I think. Maybe if it goes past 2 rounds. But Pantoja, it's Pantoja. Like, I don't know if I could pick against him, even though I love Van. I just don't know if I can. I was watching an interview. Van doesn't have really much of a game plan, he says. I think if you're fighting Pantoja, you gotta have a game plan. Like, you gotta have a game plan. You saw what he did to Kai Kara France. Although Kai Kara France probably is worse than Joshua Van. Like, you saw what he did to him. He subbed him easily. I think Pantoja will find the sub. If it stays on the feet, you never know what could happen. Because Pantoja likes to overthrow sometimes. And Van could catch him. Okay? I would love to see Van win, I really would, but I'm gonna pick Pantoja. But the best thing I could ever hope for is that Van knocks him out. I'll tell you that. I'm really praying that Van knocks him out, but I think Pantoja will find the sub and win the fight. Round 2 sub, I'll say. Maybe round 3. Next, and the final fight, main event of the evening, Merab Dvalishvili versus Peter Yan. I've covered a lot of Merab fights this year, and he's just been carrying 2025 in a way. Best cardio in history. Spam takedowns for 25 minutes, slowly breaks the opponents. And he's just evolving. He's only getting better, okay? He's fought Yan once. Yan defended a lot of his takedowns, okay? Yan is a very calm, calculated boxer. Reads you early and just bullies you with boxing. Really underrated wrestling, but he's not dangerous, but he's extremely skilled. He's got good boxing though. He's the only, in my opinion, in this day and age, Yan has the best shot at beating Merab than anyone will. Okay? You could say Umar, but I just think Yan's style for Merab is going to be tough. We've seen him fight him before. The boxing might get to Merab, but I just can't say that Merab is not going to take this to the ground because we know he will shoot 100 takedowns. Let's see how much takedowns he shoots in a fight. 6 takedowns on average. On average. That is crazy. That is insane. He's just going to take this fight to the ground. He's going to do what he does best. And to be honest, I could see Merab finding a finish against Peter Yan. I don't know if it'll be a sub on the ground. I don't know what it'll be, but I can just envision it right now that Merab is going to finish Peter Yan. Because I think if Merab wants to be known as the greatest of all time, a couple finishes and then a couple more title fights, and I would honestly give him top 3 spot, to be honest. He's so freaking good, man. He's unbelievable. So yeah, I'll go Merab. I don't know how he does it. He could do it however he wants, but yeah, Merab's just the GOAT, bro. We'll do a recap of this card. Okay. I'm picking Santos by knockout. Abdul-Malik by knockout. What is going on with my mouse? Iwo by knockout. Jalen by knockout. Bruno by sub. Sadykhov by decision. I didn't pick many decisions on this card. Merab will probably be decision. Barber by decision. McKinney by knockout. Dawson by sub, I think I picked. Yan by decision. Talbott by decision. Moreno by decision. Actually, I picked a lot of decision. Pantoja by sub. And Merab by however the hell he wants to do it. My locks of this card. Okay, my locks. I'll say for sure Mansour's a lock. Okay. I would almost say Jalen Turner's a lock. Okay. I would almost say Macy Barber is close to a lock. It's not quite there, but it's close. And I would say, I don't want to say Peyton Talbot and Pantoja. Merab, I would say, is a lock. Pantoja could be close, and Talbot could be close. Best dog value you find on this card. First, starts off with Bruno Ferreira. If he's an underdog, I'd be taking him in this fight. Another one, Ziam Sadykhov, good underdog value in that fight. McKinney, good underdog value. Torres, good underdog value, okay? Plus 170. This fight could go either way, I see it. Guskov, honestly, pretty good underdog value. I'm going to see Yan winning this fight, but good underdog value. Moreno, great underdog value, okay? I love it. And you could argue Van, good underdog value, but that's where he's supposed to be. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm excited for this card. I'm excited to watch it. I hope you guys like the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll be back for next week, December 13th, the last card of 2025. I think it's Royval versus Cop, I think. So that'll be fun. Other than that, I'll see you in a bit, and have fun watching these fights. Bye bye.